Have you ever met someone who just seems to have it all? Fame, fortune, success, a stellar public image. And then you think, wait a minute, this person also has a personal life, doesn't he? They also have a mother who worries about them, don't they? Do they struggle with failure? Of course they do. There is one thing that makes these people different: their attitude towards what they do. If you really want to get ahead in life, you need to develop a positive mindset. In this video, we are going to look at how a man who was bullied at school became the richest man in the world. Make sure to watch till the end because there's a valuable lesson to learn. The dreamer in a small town in South Africa, a quiet boy named Elon, spent his days buried in books and computer manuals, while other children played outside. At age 9, he taught himself programming and created his first video game. But his childhood wasn't easy. He faced bullying at school and felt like an outsider in his own world. Yet even then, something burned inside him, an unshakable belief that technology could change everything. The first leap at 17, Elon made a bold decision that would define his life. With little money and no guarantees, he left South Africa for Canada, then moved to the United States to pursue his dreams. He enrolled at the University of Pennsylvania, but his mind was already racing ahead to bigger possibilities. While studying physics and economics, he dreamed of three things that seemed impossible to most people: revolutionizing the internet, making space travel accessible, and accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy. When everything almost fell apart in 1995, Elon dropped out of Stanford after just 2 days to start his first company, Zip2. He and his brother lived in a tiny office, showering at the local YMCA and surviving on instant noodles. Investors initially rejected their internet city guide concept dozens of times, but Elon refused to give up. He slept on the office floor, coded during the day, and pitched to investors by night. 4 years later, Zip2 sold for $307 million. Most people would have retired or taken a comfortable job. Not Elon, the Papa Revolution. With his share of the Zip2 sale, Elon founded, which later became PayPal. But success brought new challenges. Board members questioned his vision, and he was eventually ousted as CEO. The betrayal stung. But when eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion in 2002, Elon walked away with $165 million and an even bigger dream: the impossible trinity. Instead of buying yachts or mansions, Elon did something unprecedented. He invested almost everything into 3 seemingly impossible ventures simultaneously. SpaceX was born from frustration. When Elon couldn't buy affordable rockets to send plants to Mars, he decided to build them himself. Experts laughed. Rockets are too complex, they said. Private companies can't compete with NASA. The first 3 SpaceX launches failed spectacularly, burning through most of Elon's fortune. By 2008, he was almost bankrupt, borrowing money to pay rent. Tesla emerged from Elon's belief that electric cars could be better than gasoline cars in every way. He joined the company as chairman, then became CEO. But Tesla faced constant production problems, supply chain nightmares, and skeptical investors. Critics called electric cars golf carts for environmentalists. Elon often slept on the factory floor, working 120-hour weeks to solve production issues. Solarcity represented his vision for sustainable energy, though it later merged with Tesla to create an integrated clean energy ecosystem. The darkest hour, 2008, was Elon's crucible year. The global financial crisis hit just as both SpaceX and Tesla were burning money. SpaceX's 4th launch was their last chance. If it failed, the company would die. Tesla was weeks away from bankruptcy. Elon had to choose: save one company or lose both. He made an extraordinary decision. He put his last $20 million into Tesla and borrowed more money for friends worried about his mental health. He was going through a painful divorce, sleeping in friends' guest rooms, and facing the possibility of losing everything he'd worked for. Then came the miracle. SpaceX's 4th launch succeeded, securing a $1.6 billion NASA contract. Tesla received last-minute funding. Both companies survived by the narrowest of margins. The transformation, what happened next, changed everything. SpaceX began landing rockets vertically, something experts said was impossible, making space travel dramatically cheaper. Tesla proved that electric cars could be fast, beautiful, and desirable, forcing the entire automotive industry to pivot toward electrification. But Elon wasn't finished. He founded Neuralink to merge human brains with artificial intelligence, created the Boring Company to revolutionize urban transportation, and acquired Twitter to reshape social media and free speech. The deeper mission behind every company, every all-nighter, every risk, lay a simple but profound motivation. Elon genuinely believes that humanity's survival depends on becoming a multiplanetary species and transitioning to sustainable energy. When people call him crazy, he responds with results. SpaceX has revolutionized space travel, making it 10 times cheaper and paving the way for Mars colonization. Tesla has accelerated the world's transition to electric vehicles by at least a decade. Starlink provides internet to remote corners of the world. Each venture serves his larger vision of securing humanity's future. The lesson: Elon Musk's story isn't just about becoming the world's richest person or building successful companies. It's about the power of refusing to accept limitations, the courage to risk everything for your beliefs, and the persistence to keep going when everyone says you're wrong. He faced the same fears we all do: failure, criticism, and uncertainty. The difference is that he chose to act anyway. He chose to sleep on factory floors instead of giving up. He chose to invest his last dollar instead of playing it safe. He chose to dream bigger when others thought smaller. Today, when Elon looks at Mars through a telescope, he doesn't see an impossible destination, he sees humanity's second home. When he looks at a traffic jam, he sees underground tunnels. When he sees a gas-powered car, he sees an electric future. Your Turnaland's journey reminds us that the impossible is often just the Every expert who said something could not be done was eventually proven wrong by someone who refused to listen. What impossible dream are you carrying? What would you attempt if you knew you couldn't fail? The boy from South Africa who taught himself programming didn't have any special powers, he just refused to give up on his vision for the future. Your dreams might not involve rockets or electric cars, but they matter just as much. The world needs people who believe in impossible things and have the courage to make them real. The question isn't whether you'll face obstacles and failures, you will. The question is, will you keep going anyway? As Elon often says, when something is important enough, you do it, even if the odds are not in your favor. What's important enough to you? We hope you found this video helpful and that you learned something new about Elon Musk's journey to success. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep dreaming big and never give up.